Alrighty, we are back. Welcome to the Don's Journey. And today we're gonna be having a very like a kind of like a heart to heart. We're gonna have a very not a very crazily edited video. This is a very personal video, to be honest with you. This is gonna be added to the Get to Know Me playlist. I haven't added to this in a while because I don't ever like to force content out. I don't ever like to just feel like I have to post anything, especially personal videos like this. I want it to come from the heart, to come from the soul, to come from the spirit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to ever force something when it's not there yet. You know, it can always wait. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make a video about that sometime in the future whenever I get the itch to do it, about timing, right? You never want to force anything. You know what I'm saying? But as you can see from the title of the video and from the thumbnail, we're gonna be talking about my 2020. And this is gonna play heavily into how, in my past video from about 2 months ago, on how the gym saved my life. This is gonna be showing you the build up on how I entered into the gym and changed, and how the gym changed my life and help me discover my confidence, and etc. Okay, so currently I'm 20 years old. I'm turning 21 by the end of this year. When 2020 happened, I was still in high school. I was in, I believe I was in 11th grade at the time. Right, so prior to the lockdown happening, I was slowly gaining weight, and let's be honest, everybody in high school is finding themselves. They don't really fully know themselves yet. You're definitely, unless you peaked at high school, you're definitely not at your peak confidence at all. You're not the most confident. You're not the most sure of yourself. And that's completely fine, because you're becoming into the person that you're growing to be. You know what I'm saying? That's completely normal, completely fine. Right? So, and I was slowly gaining weight, but nothing too crazy, you know what I'm saying? Very slowly, but it was nothing crazy. I was not as active as I used to be. I used to play a lot of sports when I was younger, and that slowly calmed down. I played more, I was more inside. I became more introverted. I was playing the game a lot more. And of course, I didn't really know how to cook very well, and I didn't cook really at all. And I used to order out a lot, or just eat whatever my mother made. But then the infamous lockdown happened. COVID happened. COVID struck. And everything locked down, everything shut down. And this is when everything started to tumble. This is when my confidence began to tumble even more. This is when my self-image began to tumble. This is when I started to gain weight. This was when I became even more introverted and just more awkward. This is when a bunch of this started happening. You know what I'm saying? If you look, I'll show you guys a screenshot. I used to literally go a whole day and walk 200 to 300 steps. Do you know how bad that is? To have a whole day and only walk 300, to not even crack 1,000 steps and be under 20 years old, is absolutely insane. No adult should be having a whole full day to themselves and not even be able to crack 1,000 steps. Not 10,000, 1,000 steps. So, yeah, I was moving very little. I used to just wake up and go on Zoom and go into class. I used to, and then go right to sleep as soon as I was on Zoom. I would not really do any homework. I would not care for school. I would wake up and play the game. I would eat a whole pizza pie to myself, ramen noodles, cakes and cookies, and I used to love Haagen-Dazs ice creams. That used to be my thing all the time, every time. And I would just eat myself. I would just eat everything. I would eat all the time. I was very not active. I was just not happy. I didn't feel good. Every day I felt like garbage. My energy was trash. I used to go to sleep at 3 a.m, wake up at 8 just to go into class and then go back to sleep. Everything was just horrible for me. Other people may have enjoyed 2020, but 2020 for me was my personal rock bottom. I felt horrible. I felt like garbage. Every day, like, I had brain fog. Every day I had horrible energy. Like, it just felt like nothing was real. Time didn't feel real. Life didn't feel real. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, I'm 16, turning 17 years old and stuff like that, and nothing feels real to me. Nothing feels real. You know what I'm saying? So throughout the whole 2020, the summer, all that stuff, I didn't do anything. All I did was stay inside, eat, play the game. Stay inside, play the game. Stay inside, eat, play the game. You know what I'm saying? Go to my vices. Eat, play the game, go to my vices. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a horrible cycle. You know what I'm saying? I was friends and had relationships with people that had no interest in my well-being at the moment. I I had very little self-worth, you know, and I didn't even recognize it. I didn't even recognize it. And one of the major bottoms for me was my birthday. I'll never forget. You know what I'm saying? You know when you wake up on your birthday and you're like expecting a lot of happy birthday texts and calls and blah. You know, let's be honest, right? We all crave some attention in our lives, whether you're a male, woman, child, or grown adult. We all want some attention. We all value some attention in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Right? That's completely fair. And I'll never forget, I was turning 17 and I literally got maybe a couple texts, maybe like 4, maybe 5 texts in total, and like 1 phone call. And nothing really from my friends or anything like that, and not a lot from family. And when I tell you, I was so hurt, I felt like the most invisible person on earth. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys could relate to that. You know what I'm saying? When you just feel invisible, or you just feel like, damn, does anybody care? Does anybody give a damn? You know what I'm saying? Like, for my birthday, all I did was stay inside, had like a birthday meal and a birthday apple pie, and that was it. I just stayed in my room. My parents was watching their movie in the living room, and I just feel like the most unloved, the most worthless person out there, the most invisible person. So I went to my vices. You know what I'm saying? I watched porn. I watched that. I played the game. I ate. I just slept away, and that's all I could do. I just had no self-worth. I didn't find value in my own time, in my own being. I wasn't active. I didn't do anything. Life was just the same monotonous day every day. You know, it was horrible. And like I said, like, if you resonate with this, please comment, please share your story. I would love to read, you know, because what I tell you, like, 2020 was just such a bad thing for me, but it birthed me into where I am today, you know. You ask for strength, God will give you hard task to give you said strength. You know, if you don't want strength, like if you want strength but you want it to be easy, that's not what strength is. Strength doesn't show itself when things are easy. It shows itself when things are difficult. So you will be thrown some of the most difficult things in your life to gain strength. Plenty of times that I failed on a heavy lift in the gym, and guess what? That led to more strength. Now I'm the strongest I've ever been. But that's what happens. 2020 was my absolute rock bottom as a person. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know if anybody really cared like that, other than maybe my parents. Like, I didn't have, and not only did it seem like nobody really cared, I didn't care about my own self. Now, was I ever suicidal? No, I never reached that level. But I didn't like being here. Like, it was just like, every day was the same. You know what I'm saying? Every day was the same, and COVID forced me into isolation to realize that the problem is that I don't love myself and that I need to go on that journey. And 2020 was the spark of that self-love journey. And this is the thing, right? COVID and 2020 forced me to look at myself in the mirror and find myself. You know what I'm saying? Who is Donovan? Who is Don? You know what I'm saying? What do you really like? What do you want out of this life? What do you find enjoyable in this life? What do you find not enjoyable? What do you find enjoyable but it's detrimental to you that you should stop? What in this life that you like that you can do every day or every week that's going to push you forward? That's what 2020 forced me to do. It forced me to look in the mirror and be like, yo, I don't like myself. How can I change? And that's exactly what I did. I started looking up on YouTube, all these different things and whatnot. And I kind of just stumbled on the gym. And I watched a couple creators and I was like, you know what? I feel like trash and I don't like feeling like trash anymore. And you know what? I used to be active all the time. I used to lift weights every once in a while. Why not just give this a go? Why not give myself something to do? Why not get up and walk? Why not start moving? And that's what I started to do. You know, so towards the end of that year, you know, so let me retrace. So the birthday, which was in December, that was a big low for me. Prior to the birthday, so around November, was when I started to finally look at myself in the mirror and be like, I need to start doing something, anything. And that's when I started walking. That's when I started actively trying to lose weight. It didn't really work yet until around January, which was when I started joining the gym and really started ramping things up and tracking my diet and all that stuff. But that was when I looked myself in the mirror and be like, yo, I don't like myself. What can I do to change? You know what I'm saying? I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way I act. Like, what can I do to change? And that's when I started looking within and started seeing what are my inner issues. What are these inner demons that are clinging on to me that I need to discard of, that I need to let go of. And one of the big things for me was fear. I had a big thing of fear. Scared to talk to women, scared to meet new people, just scared of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I was just scared. You know? Scared. And I could be 100% honest about that. I was scared of a lot of things. You know? And that's why, you know, my 2020 was my rock bottom, but it is my fuel and still is to never go back to that. To never let fear and to never let not being confident be a weakness of mine. That I will use that fear to push me forward, to propel me, instead of letting it hold me back. That self-doubt. That lack of self-love. You know, that's what 2020 was for me. A lot of self-doubt, a lot of fear, a lot of lack of self-love, no self-esteem, just living. Do you want to just sit there and just live life? You know what I'm saying? Or do you have to hit a rock bottom like how I did? You know? Or have this video be your wake-up call. Do you want to just sit there and just live life? Work, go to sleep, smoke, work, go to sleep, drink, work, go to sleep, eat some food, go, you know what I'm saying? Do you want to continue living like that? Or do you want to wake up and finally be proactive? Yeah, it's going to be hard, but guess what? It's so rewarding. It's always the hardest stuff that are the most rewarding things in life. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's a lot of people that resonate with me. And it doesn't have to be just about 2020. It could be any year, 2018, 2023, this year. You could be going through that now, of a lot of self-isolation, of a lot of self-doubt, of a lot of low self-esteem, of a lot of lack of self-love. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're in that season right now. Wake up, do something, be proactive. Look at yourself in the mirror and be like, you know what? I don't like myself right now, but I'm going to work on me. You're going to work on yourself. You know? And that was my 2020. You know, it was not enjoyable. You know, I never want to have a year like that again, but guess what? It's what propelled me to be who I am now. To where I can be by myself at any moment, where I'm fine with me. Where I don't need a relationship to love myself. A lot of people need love from someone else to feel love. You should be like, you should never enter a relationship if you can't even love yourself. Like, it's the most cliche thing in the world, but it's real. How can you love someone else and you can't even love yourself? Think about that. You can't even love yourself. You can't even love this physical body that you were given. You can't even love this brain that you were given. How in the world can you love another brain? How can you love another body? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So if you're having a year like how I did, if this is your 2020 or last year was your 2020, how in the world are you gonna upgrade? How in the world are you going to become better and move forward? You know. So yeah, so if this story resonates with you, comment, like, share, message me personally. You know what I'm saying? My link tree is in the bio. I mean, it's in the description. You know what I'm saying? Message me personally. You know, I'm open and I can answer whoever. You know, but if you are in your 2020 right now, listen to this. Be proactive. Look at yourself in the mirror and say it. I don't really like where I am right now. I don't like where life is at right now. And you know what? I'm going to be proactive and I'm going to fix it. I'm going to do what I got to do to fix this. Because this is an issue that I do not want. I want to be better. Because that's the thing. You got to do this for yourself. You got to want to be better. But anyway, though, that was my 2020. And that is my message to you and to whoever out there is having their personal 2020 that I had. You know, there are people out there and you are loved. And guess what? There is love that's inside you that you must open up. That self-love is worth diamonds. That self-love is worth rubies and sapphires. Hold on to that and flourish in it. You know what I'm saying? That's been my video. I hope you have a wonderful day, splendid day, and I hope this video helped you.